advanced the car, he turned around. The dogs were resting peacefully in the chair, which meant everything was okay. He went back to the mail and only there he noticed 7 letters. 2 of them were from his counterpart. Ethan hesitated. He had already decided his course of action concerning the question, so there was no harm in taking a look. He won't feel any guilt. After all, he had already done far more than he should have. Of course, he is a lifesaver for those wanting to sell books, mention historical accuracy, but having no interest to pay for it properly. And so what? He just have to do a project job for free. Heck, he doesn't even work for free. That's what Ethan thought. Then he opened 2 letters he got and changed his highly reasonable decision. His counterpart was asking how soon he would get into. So, this happened after all. The tone was very polite and apologetic. He wasn't expecting anything, but he really needed the help of someone special competent. According to the emails, he wasn't doing very well. The poor man had been suffering from insomnia for an insane amount of time, and it seemed that he too began imaginings. It was as if Ethan himself saw himself from the outside. He suddenly felt very sorry for his acquaintance. Of course, he had began to feel sorry for him earlier, but now Ethan felt a sharp, bitter pity. He realized that if he helps his acquaintance, he will help himself, but if he steps back now, what's the value of a specialist? He was afraid of a later challenge. As Hope once said, the cruel ladder is made of thorn. Of course, he no longer works in office, but professional growth requires just as much effort if he's still self-employed. Besides, Ethan had hope. Hope, who never gets uncertainty and forgets get your socks on the shoe. Hope, who loves him very much. Hope, who will go to the store with him tonight because being cooped up like that can drive one crazy. That's maybe what was happening to his acquaintance right now. Ethan had to help him. Not because of money, but because he could and because it was the right thing to do. They will both finish the projects and then they will have a good night, good rest. They might even go out for a glass of beer together. So Ethan thought and got back to the question with the newfound strength. The pages of books stand out one show in this far corner of the room. His eyes were wandering in the corridor, and suddenly no one looked at the back of his head until David. And even Hope came back. Hope looked up from her magazine and leaned over the armrest.
You had a call from the agency?
Ethan just got back from the shower. He froze in place, clenching a towel as raised. So the coach stood uncomfortably in his stomach. The project. He had completely forgotten about the agency partners. It had been more than 2 weeks. The deadline was very close. He started for the phone, but Hope just waved her hand lazily.
Don't worry, I picked it.
What did you tell him?
I told them you'd stop eating, sleeping, and loving anything other than work, so they'll get those files all nice and shiny. Pretty accurate, huh?
Yeah. Just don't pick up my phone again, okay? Hope shrugged.
Sure. I mean, it was you who asked me to answer the calls in the first place.
Yes, I know. When I just started working for them, it was important to let them see I am always in touch. Now that I passed the probation period, there was no point in piling this on you any longer. Thank you for coming for me.
No problem. If you're getting a call and I'm not too lazy to go pick it up, I can watch your back.
No, you really shouldn't. This project is complicated. I might deal with it myself. Ethan said rigid. He never considered himself a good liar, but Hope didn't seem to notice anything. She sighed, pretending to be upset and word-wise.
Well, now, guess I'm being fired from an unpaid security position without any honors or compensation. Capitalism sucks.
Ethan leaned over, tucked a strand of blonde hair behind her ear, and looked into her eyes. His hands remained on Hope's cheek. Your help is very important to me. Hope's hand went over his. She closed her eyes.
I know.
I couldn't have done it without you.
What else is new?
They kissed. When Hope pulled away, she looked pleased, a slight smile on her lips. Are we still going to the store?
I'm not sure.
They reached for each other again, but the phone gave a shriek ring. After the phone call this morning, Ethan turned the silent mode off. Oh well, my city needs me. Ethan briefly pressed his lips to her forehead. Hope sinus slapped his butt.
If God existed, he'd really want us to buy some zucchinis. I'll go and get dressed.
The call was from the agency. They needed more details and dates. Ethan went out into the hallway and tried to make it sound as plausible as he could. Yes, he understands that deadline's very close. No, there were no serious hitches in the work. Yes, he was seeing everything on time. When the call finally ended, Ethan's neck and face were flushed by the time. He was last light after all. Ethan had to catch his breath. When he returned to the room, Hope was reaching for his laptop. What are you doing? Hope glanced at him over the shoulder. This time she looked surprised.
Nothing special, really. I just wanted to print out some discount coupons. What about it?
Ethan left a bunch of files and tabs open. They had nothing to do with the agency projects and he didn't want to Hope to see them. After all, she didn't know enough about his project to serve as sole secretary. About all the projects except for one that Ethan shouldn't have taken because it wasn't paid for. Maybe his fears were irrational. Maybe Hope wouldn't blame him. But Ethan felt ashamed and he didn't want to take any chances after what happened this morning. I have lots of unsafe files now. Some important information might get lost. Can I print those coupons myself? Ethan felt the heat rise again in his neck and cheeks. Hope stared at him for a few seconds. Ethan couldn't read the expression on her face, and that creeped him out. He was ready to hear the reporters, and he even agreed with them in his mind, but Hope simply walked away.
Sure. I'll send them to your mail.
They spent most of the way to the store in St. Signs. Honestly, this part is probably the least interesting. This whole section. It's it's not bad per se, but I kind of wanted to see more with the Wyndham catgirl that this comes and goes, and the guy. That seems a lot more interesting. That's what I feel like this novel should be about. It's pretty much in the name of the novel. But ever since after the first 30 minutes, if that, more like 15, I guess, since you actually saw her, most of it's not been about her. So, though they have a nice subtext at the end of it, I'll pop out something, which might mean something else. But I'm like, I kind of want to get back to that. I spent most of the way to the store in his science. A few times, Ethan asked something just to make sure Hope was still talking to him. Hope's interest were dry and she never even attempted to make a joke. It's not that bad, even to himself. It's not that bad at all. If you repeat it again and again, you could buy a later time, but in the end, the anxieties will prevail. It was thus. Even as mind quickly figured out the owner was try to trick it and spat out the chewing gum. At the moment, Ethan got caught in an avalanche of thoughts he didn't want to deal with and couldn't in his current state. Something had to be done, to be said, but what? Maybe he would actually do something after all. Ethan imagined touching her fingers, and he immediately saw her pulling the hand back, her eyes glistened. Now she opened her mouth to ask a question Ethan had no answer for. They have to talk, one way or another. Ethan didn't know where to start without burying himself even deeper. He had less thinking about. He had been thinking about it the whole way, but never came up with anything. They reached a marker on the next block, a place they had long dubbed the store was pushing alive despite the rattling hour. As soon as they entered the large glass door, his attention began to come off on his own. The cards were scarce, but Ethan got them one in exchange for a coupon. Hope gave him a thumbs up with not bad at all expression on her face. Hope enthusiastically prints a huge, colorful, early Lucas mug, and Ethan immediately agreed they had to buy it. They tried to find a pill for the mug, but a prudent shoemaker employee said it was the last one. They were really disappointed, but well, at least that was something. Looking for a mug that was a D&D finally did a trick. Now they were huddled together, looking for their favorite treats and arguing about which breakfast cereals are the best. Not time was until they reached the meat department. I'll go pick something out before it's all cleared. Hope nodded absently. She was stuck at one of the big fridges in the middle hall.
Okay, I'll be waiting for you here.
The meat shelves were half empty, as usual at this hour. Ethan was hoping to find a steak or some minced meat. However, he soon forgot about the bath. There was a girl standing by one of the shelves. Ethan couldn't see her face, only her pale back under a white dress with her straps, and also her deceptive dark hair. Ethan's cheek was stung with cold as if his face was lying on the shelf in one of those refrigerated display cases. Just between the pork ribs and the long ribeye and a black Polaris foam tray. Is that who? Ethan took a few uncertain steps forward. Then he backed away, almost knocking over a nice old lady. He couldn't even muster an apology. Grabbed the first thing that came to hand and turned around the nearest row of shelves. He tried not to run, because if it would have looked too stupid, Ethan explained to himself as he reached the inner wall and peered around the corner. The girl was still picking out meat. Isn't what you're doing now stupid too? For sure it is, Ethan agreed with himself. Oh, maybe that is Selene? The girl no longer buried the chic, and the girl seemed quite ordinary. Maybe it's kind of leading up to that. Except she was dressed too lightly for the cool weather, but that was still not considered a crime in any of the states. Ethan smiled in his own thoughts. Generally speaking, the girl was rather attractive, and her light clothing allowed one to fully appreciate it. With a waist passed into a seductive curve of her lips, beneath the folds of white fabric, one could make out her rounded buttocks.
Fun.
What?
I was asking broccoli or Brussels sprouts.
Hope stood still with two colorful plastic bags in her hands, looking at Ethan questioningly. He blinded several times, squeezed as if he had just stepped out into the bright light from a darkened room. When did he get back to hope? Why was he holding a bottle of Thousand Islands dressing? I I don't know. He was a little dizzy.
Are you alright?
I have been wondering though, what is that Dean on her face? I keep looking at it and I'm trying to find like what it is. But like I thought maybe it's something that's completely obvious that I just can't comprehend it. But every time I look, I just don't know what that's on her face. Like it almost, I thought maybe like some kind of like scar that's stuck there. I almost thought maybe it's her nose. But I was like, no, that'd be a weird place for her nose. I'm just looking at it, I'm like, what is that? I feel like it shouldn't be there. It's just so distracting. You look at like a Selene or whatever, and I mean, she looks normal, but you look at her and she got that scar there or whatever. It's like, what? Yeah, yeah, never mind. I'm sorry, I was just lost in thoughts. Hope tried not to look in the direction Ethan had been focusing on for so long. She really tried, but something's trying isn't hard enough, no matter how much effort you put in. At the very moment, the dark-haired girl's light white dress was floating away from the meat shelves. She must have finally made a choice.
I see.
For a moment, Ethan thought both colorful plastic bags were about to slap him in the face. But Hope just smiled and tossed the bags into the cart. Ethan heard them crunch loudly as they hit the bottom.
Well, let's take a bath.
Hmm? What? Let's take a bath or let's take both?
Variety is the spice of life.
They haven't bought any zucchini. The night he had an idea about the right room. The walls were still trembling, surveying the cold light. Everything in the room, including the ale, was oozing tension, anguish and anticipation of what was about to happen. And something was really about to happen, no doubt about it. Ethan suddenly realized he was looking at the room from an odd angle. He seemed to be standing on something, but he couldn't feel anything under his feet, no support. He tried to look down, but only saw the shimmering nail. He had no legs and none above the missing legs. And if he was not there, as if he was not there, or rather he was, the shimmering nail, the chip setting in the walls, that was still trembling. It was the red sofa standing a little away from the sensor and a couple of unremarkable white doors on opposite walls of the room that were not there the last time. Uh, wait, and that should not have been though. None can be done about it now. The doors have appeared, and there's nothing that can be done about it now. Oh. The light grew dim, not pulsating noticeably. It was still emanating from the room entirely, reflecting from the white walls, but most of all, from the trim bar on the wall between two doors that were not supposed to be there. For some reason, Ethan tried to reach the rhythm of the light with his breath, yet he couldn't. There were two figures sitting on the sofa. One pale, the other dark. The dark one came into the room through one of the doors, but Ethan couldn't guess which one. The fifth one was Hope. Hope, what are you doing here? You can't be here. You have to leave right now or something will happen. The pulse of light became faster. The dark one moved towards Hope and tucked the blonde string behind her ear. Everything was happening very slowly as if underwater. There was something odd about the dark one. Something about her was wrong, but Ethan couldn't guess what. She leaned towards Hope's ear and covered her mouth with her hand, and Hope leaned towards her and listened very carefully, as if they had a mutual secret among themselves. Something was about to happen. They both looked at Ethan, even though Ethan wasn't here, or rather he was nowhere, because no white room ever existed. Then one of them smiled. The dark one's fingers slid down Hope shit. I'm almost am starting to get the impression of Doki Doki Literature Club in a way, just because of how they kind of do things. It's not quite the same because there's no like, as far as I know, fourth wall breaking or nothing like that, but it gets a slight vibe of it, maybe slight. A soft rounded line. They were no longer looking at Ethan, only at each other, very closely and were slowly inhaling the light. The dark one struck Hope's cheeks, and there was no light left between the charred lips as they collided. Ethan saw drops of saliva glisten on her lips. The dark one licked her lips and raised her tongue to make space for a long black snake as it got out of her mouth. The snake swayed and tasted the air with its own tongue and reached out to Hope. Hope closed her eyes. Now the snake was stroking her cheek, longer black over and over again, in a spiral, always in a spiral. Hope reached for the band that covered her eyes, and the dark girl reached for her hands, and their fingers intertwined, and the light between their lips melted as it always happens at sunset. Yet there was no snake. It was just a black ribbon, a poisonous ribbon covered in scales. The pulse of the moon became faster. One of the lamps came into an eclipse. She has a number of fates, that's a clue. Faces, that's a clue. The bodies of two girls merged on the wet sofa, and his own flesh was shaking and shrinking. Ligaments, bars, bones, pressed in places where they come very close to the shady red upholstery. His heart rate became faster, 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 and then something happened. Ethan woke up. His breath was bubbling in his throat. The ceiling above him was fluid with immeasurable darkness, and down below his stomach he felt a beat, certain heat. He was so intense that he had to sneak into the bathroom, and as his old man used to say, he had to squeeze it off. And not just once, but whopping two. That evening loomed over the sink and was looking at himself in a small rectangular mirror for quite a while. At some point his lips started trembling. Ethan did not wait to see where that was going. Where this was going. He spat in the sink, let the water for a while, then he turned his lights off. Evening didn't want morning to come. Something changed. How to make the tomato soup. I feel like tomato soup's a big analogy here or something. At some point they had to remove her fingernail in an accident at the factory. She got lost. It's legal, but it's painful still. That comes from the little cracks they don't tell you at school. No time to cook. We got an inch on the shelf. Tomato soup. And I wish you'd never been born. I'm also wondering if a lot of these will appeal for getting other innings. Not other innings, other choices. Do you want to wake up? Oh, something changed over here too. Triple eighth. I got an F for the essay. Mom would be mad. The bus driver said it was good and I should keep writing. He's nice, but I might have a B anyway. Hope mom isn't too made good. Mom is acting funny and smells funny too. She says she loves me all the time, but I'm a little bit when she's like that. Oh, okay. See a hidden grudge in Hope's eyes. She listens to the awkward silence and sees every opportunity to say a word to break it. But morning did come, and Ether wasn't for surprise. Everything was fine. Pretty much so. Hope got up early to make a superior breakfast, the kind Ether was never able to cook, and even when he really wanted to. She was talking to him. She was joking. She listed at least 10 places they would go with when their schedules became more relaxed. The nightmare seemed to be over. She'd be washed away down the drain with the rest of all the Dean's exes be used to have in his body. The image was so weird that Ethan got completely relaxed, lay his guard down, dosed by the cute nonsense, waffles with cream and delicious Turkish coffee. Did help had an next question.
Do you think a darker hair color would suit me?
The coffee suddenly turned solid and stuck in his throat. It didn't feel as if it was a coffee up, but finally grabbed glass. He coughed. What? Who put your elbows on the table and sipped from a coffee as if nothing had happened?
I was just thinking of becoming a brunette. What do you say? Huh?
I don't know. I'm fine with whatever as it is. As long as you like it, I guess. A tiny piece of glass was still scratching him from the inside. Eden tried to clear his throat, but it didn't get much better. But why? Were you thinking about it? Eden struggled to speak. He felt as if he was falling into a pit and the air was rushing to his ears.
Well, one has to change from time to time. Variety is good, isn't that right?
She took a nice sip.
Besides, I find plenty of dark hair all over the apartment. Not very long, you know, but not too short either. About this length?
Even before tapped her neck with the edge of her hand, Eden knew the hand would stop.
And so I thought, if I go brunette, I can believe those hairs are mine.
Hopes stretched and the corners of her mouth turned up. But she wasn't smiling. This isn't happening. This just can't be happening. He must still be sleeping. This is a dream, just a shiny dream in her hands. Now Ethan desperately wanted something, uh, wanted morning to come, but morning just couldn't come for a second time in the day. Hope leaned back in her chair and looked at him with her hand on one side, a fake smile smarting her lips. Something bad has to be done about it, all of it. Something had, okay? Wait this moment. I don't really. I mean, I guess to the truth, as far as you know, we've never been really around anybody with black hair, right? No darker hair or nothing like that. I mean, we seen that one girl, but we never confronted her. And anytime she's seen a girl with black hair, it's been in the dreams. So you know, it's been in the dream. So that wouldn't affect real life. This shouldn't affect real life. So explain's probably not gonna work. 'Cause she's probably not gonna believe me. I feel like, but I mean, we haven't really done that wrong. We've been faithful the whole time. So except the strange is going on.
Yeah, I could tell as much.
Hope I'm serious. Something strange is going on. I have no explanation. Neither good nor bad, none at all.
Oh, really? Actually, I have an idea or two.
Wait, I'm not saying that yesterday in the story, you didn't stop short.
Go on.
He took a deep breath and closed his eyes. I'm not saying I didn't stare at the girl. I did, and it's obvious. I was trying to. She reminds me of someone, and I was trying to figure out if I was mistaken. I know what it looks like, and it's my fault. You decided to omit the part about rewinding buttocks and the light flowing fabric. Not because he wanted to look better, but because he knew it would hurt Hope, and he really didn't want to hurt her. Please forgive me if you can. I didn't. I did a crappy thing. I'm really sorry. He put his hand on the table. He put his hand on the table so that the fingers touch a little. Hope they move away. Next time you go shopping, you can stare at everyone you like. I'll try my best not to cry. Can't promise anything though. Hope wins, but Ethan knew she was hard to inspire.
Alright then. But keep in mind, I'll pick the hottest ones.
I don't stand a chance, do I? She smiled wide and went for the sale.
Absolutely.
And about the hills, Hope's smile disappeared without trace. I don't know where they came from. Seriously, there's something wrong there.
Ethan, please. I don't want to.
No, listen, please. I really think that some maturity is getting inside our apartment somehow. Do you believe me? Hope looked for him. I have for a while. Then she shivered.
Damn you, Ethan. Yes. I do believe you.
I don't understand how this happens or what they want, but I think it's something to cut to please and let them sort it out. It's their job after all.
Maybe you should actually call Laura first. I think it's the time.
Yes, I do that as well. Hope push this in.
Let's promise each other we won't go crazy. Okay. I also see things. All sorts of things. I mean, sometimes you find hair, just some damn hairs, and you start questioning everything. We just need to get through these dark times somehow. It'll get better. I'm sure it will.
Ethan nodded. Yeah. Hope pushed his hand again and got up from the table.
Okay, I have to go now. I'll probably be late, and we'll have to hold up at work today.
Should I meet you after?
Maybe I'll call you later, I guess.
Hope,
Hmm?
I love you.
I love you too. Very much. Don't forget to call Laura.
Ethan nodded absently. When the door shut behind Hope, Ethan called Laura. Hope found Laura a long time ago. It seemed like Laura helped her a lot. At least that's what Hope herself said. Ethan didn't know any details. No wanted to, since Hope hadn't told him. After all, psychotherapy is a very personal matter. Supposed that Ethan felt as if he was standing naked in the middle of a busy street when he had to describe what was happening to him. Apparently, one can get used to this too, as by the middle of the story, he was sparing no details. To Ethan's surprise, when he mentioned the stupid emails from his contact that were kind of getting, there was no Laura perked up, saying you have recently become quite close to your acquaintance. You emphasize and try to help him, right? Oh, yes, something like that. And your contacts letters contain vivid, disturbing imagery, yes? Imagery that evoked a short response from you, is that right? You could say that. He's a writer after all. Vivid images are his livelihood. Do you know what induced delusional disorder is, Mr. Harrison? Ethan tried to recall. He definitely read about it, but didn't look much into details. Is that the thing that explains mass insanity? Like that dancing plague of 1518 in Strasbourg? That's right. He said there's also called Folie Dux or Madness for Two. Sounds romantic, doesn't it? Oh, okay, good. Ethan thought she herself was not all too sane. Of course she wasn't. She has to deal with the guys like me all the time. But Laura had always returned to her usual tone, calm and measured. This condition causes perfectly healthy people to express various, let's say, negative effects. It works like this. We have a source of delirium, and those who perceive it, one or more people. As you currently noted, sometimes this disorder can take on a truly massive scale. This is usually an emotional connection between the victims of this condition. Your wife is also at risk, unfortunately. Little pause. I can't make a diagnosis in such a form, Mr. Harrison. However, I think you need to limit contact with your acquaintance, at least for the time being. He might be the source of the unpleasant state you're experiencing. Would you like to make an appointment for a constellation? Ethan politely declined. Laura listened to the rest of what he had to say. She asked what pause pills Ethan was taking. Ethan wasn't taking any except aspirin because he had lots of headaches lately. She advised him to reduce the workload, follow the daily routine, and take light-sanders if necessary. Something horrible, maybe. If I meet a person, there wasn't much Laura could offer. He even had no energy, time, or money to start the full-on therapy as Hope Garden. Ethan thanked Laura with all his heart, finished the car, stretched, and took a deep breath that made his wrist a whipsake. They smiled. Though so though no full-on therapy was involved, this conversation still made Ethan feel much better. The reality made some sense again, and nothing out of the ordinary was happening. None he could handle. He stretched again and was about to go for another cup of coffee with his breath, steady deep breath of a man who's in control, caught in his throat. To receive you.